Welcome back. My name is Uhfgood, and you already know that already. And I'm going to be building a 2D point and click. Well, technically it'll be 3D, 3D space, but 2D sprites and some props and stuff. And the 3D sets will be low poly hand painted textures, so that it gives a look of a painting, but it moves in perspective, parallaxing, and maybe has, I guess, some lighting, because it'll have some lights in the scene that's not just based on the painting. It won't be fully lit. It'll be, it'll be partially lit by the actual, in real time and stuff, like games do. But the backgrounds will be supposedly looking like paintings, like background paintings, 2D background paintings, when you look at it like a screenshot, but when it moves you can tell it's in 3D space. So let's start my little timer here for 10 minutes, I guess. And I've decided I am going to go ahead and start this rollerball tutorial, which is really simple. And hopefully I can, because this will take me from beginning, from not knowing anything to building it to actually, doing something. Um, no asset download is required for this project. See, that's what I needed. Teach you many principles working with game objects, components, prefabs, and physics and scripting. And actually, I don't know if I'll be able to just click on something. Camera play, collecting, and scoring. Because I'm hoping that it's just going to show me how to click on stuff. It might be just arrow keys though. So let's take a look here. Like I said, I'm not abandoning. Um, I'm not going to abandon John Lemon. Okay. Start tutorial. Okay. I'm not abandoning John Lemon. I'll get back to it in due course, and it won't be very long. It'll be a few days or whatever, and I'll switch in between projects and stuff. So, okay, the Rollerball project is a simple rolling ball game that teaches many of the principles of working with Unity. This first of 4 tutorials in the project shows the final game and describes what will be covered in the following tutorials. Introduction to Rollerball, which is what I'm reading here. Rollerball tutorials, introduction, environment and player, camera and play area, collecting, scoring, and building the game. That'll be good. This looks like it's an introduction to the Rollerball project, showing the final game and describing what will be covered in the tutorials. So I wonder how long this is. Okay. Well, I guess we will go ahead and play it, provided that these videos aren't very long. Maybe I'll provide a commentary. I don't know. We'll see. I'll try seeing here, and then we'll see how this works out. I was hoping that it would just be in text, but it's looking like it's showing me a. Let's just see. Let's just see here. Maybe the intro is just the intro.
In this beginner assignment, we are going to make a very simple but playable game to use many of the basic concepts from the beginner tutorial modules. We will be making a rollerball game where we will collect special game objects. We will see how to create new game objects, add components to these game objects, set the values on their properties, and position these game objects in the scene to create a game.
Good.
In our game, the player will control a ball rolling around the game board. We will move the ball using physics and forces. We will look at the input from the player through the keyboard, and we'll use this input to apply forces to the ball, making it move in our scene. We will see how to detect contact between the player's ball and the pickup game objects, and use these events to collect these pickup game objects. When we are done, we will have made a simple rollerball game where the player controls the ball with a keyboard, picks up and counts special collectible objects, displays the current count, and ends the game when all of the game objects have been picked up. We won't need to import any assets for this project. We won't be using models, textures, sounds, or animations for this assignment. We will simply use the primitive shapes, like cubes, spheres, and planes, provided by Unity. To begin, start with assignment 1, where we set up our game and starting game objects.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, I was still hoping to do something with the mouse. I'm gonna have to look and see if there are any beginner tutorials about using the mouse. I don't know why. I guess because you'll be using a keyboard anyways, right? Most of these are gonna be action games, etc. So let's mark this as completed. Ooh, I nailed this tutorial. Ooh, big whoop, right? Okay, so this seems fairly simple. This is gonna be all dang videos, is it? All right. Well, if it's got to be videos, I'm gonna do it anyways. So you'll watch videos of videos, I guess. But that's okay, I guess. Whatever. Okay, so Rollerball Project, simple rolling ball game, teaching many principles, working with Unity. Second of 4 tutorials in the project demonstrates how to create a new Unity project, add some primitive shapes, and create a new material to change the color of the shapes. Then we implement physics and add a simple C# script to let the player control the ball with the keyboard. Environment and player. Setting up the game. Creating a new project and setting up the basic game. Okay, so we'll see how long this takes. Let's pause it. It's actually 7 minutes. So, I mean, technically speaking, I could go through... maybe, though, what I'll do is kind of what I was doing... I don't know, with something else where I think it was the Grant Abbott, Blender tutorial, where I play it a little bit and then I pause it and then in fact, let's do something here. Wait. No, let's do it like that. Let's bring up, actually let's do that. Let's bring up, well, we'll do it like this first, and then I'll pause it as I try to go through it. So let's see what happens.
Let's begin by creating a new project. We can create a new project.
And I'm going to go ahead and speed this up to 1.5. I can usually follow at 1.5 speed, except for some people that talk really fast. And so we'll see. Actually, let me do something else too here. Let's go ahead and so that cancel. That's not what I wanted. That always on top. There we go. That way, when I do this, I can
Project from File,
have it up there.
New Project.
New project.
This will bring up the home screen.
Okay, this is old,
I'm going
I
to
guess.
call the new project Rollerball. The next thing we need to do is set the destination or path to our new project. I'm going to put this new project on my desktop. At this point, it's worth noting that we can have our new project use default settings for either a 2D project or a 3D project. We will choose 3D. And then I will click on Create Project to make a new project. We now have our new project with a new empty scene. Before creating anything in the new scene, we need to save our scene. We can save our scene by going to File, Save Scene, or by using the keyboard shortcut. I'm going to save the scene in the Assets directory in a new folder called _Scenes. The underscore is optional. I use it to sort this folder to the top of my project window. Now I'm going to call the scene Minigame. We can now see in our Scenes folder the scene called Minigame.
So let me start by doing that right there. Oh yes, that's right, I forgot. I have my thing set up for it shutting down at 5 o'clock. And there's several reasons for this, but we're not going to worry about that now. I'm just going to... In fact, I should probably change that back because I'm actually going to... I'm not actually going to turn off my computer that early. I'm going to be going to bed at 10:30. So, anyways, let's go to Unity Hub. Okay, and we need to create a project called Rollerball, and then we'll kind of do what that guy did. Or what he said, whatever. So let's do that. Let's do new. What? This always annoys me because I got fairly powerful computer. I mean, granted, I'm on Windows 7, but I've got a Ryzen 2700X. You know, it's a Ryzen 7, so it's basically the fastest Ryzen processor. That's not a Threadripper, and I got some decent amount of memory. I don't know, like 16 gigs. So it's not. I guess it's not super a lot, but it's decent. I mean, it's not terrible. And I got two GTX 1070 or yeah GTX 1070 Nvidia cards in there. So should be pretty fast. But somehow with OBS and running two monitors, it chokes things up. So anyways, let's go ahead. Let's hit new project. Is it going to show it? Forgot I have to do this. There we go. 3D. We're gonna call it Rollerball. That. I'm gonna create that. Okay. And it looks like we're about done with this. And the step isn't completed yet. That's gonna take a while. Okay, come on. You can do it. Okay, let's go ahead and file, save. Actually, what did this say? I'm gonna have to go back and...
Let's create our game board or playfield. We can now see in our a 3D project. We will choose 3, and then I will click on Create Project to make a new project. We now have our new project with a new empty scene. Before creating anything in the new scene, we need to save our scene. We can save our scene by going to File, Save Scene, or by using the keyboard shortcut. I'm going to save the scene in the Assets directory in a new folder called _scenes.
Okay, so we're gonna follow this dude's lead here, and we're gonna save the scene. Well, actually, let's go ahead and can I rename that? Let's rename that like he's got it set up. He does it underscore. So, okay, and then we're gonna actually
the underscore is optional. I use it to sort this folder to the top of my project window.
Okay.
Now I'm going to call the scene Minigame.
Minigame. Okay, so minigame. We're gonna rename that. Rename minigame. Reload. Okay. And what was that? Let's actually just go ahead and here shut down /A. So I'm boarding the shutdown. That timer was partially for productivity reasons, and so right now I'm doing something a little bit different. So, anyways, all right. So I'm gonna have to create a thumbnail. All right. I'm already on 14 minutes. Sorry about that. I will see you in the next video.